Hi everyone, I'm Courtney and I just moved to Belgium and I'm going to answer a few questions about it. First of all, I am originally from America, New Jersey specifically, and now I'm living in Brussels, Belgium by myself. I'm 18 years old and I go to school here. So yeah, let's just get started. I asked you guys some questions on my Instagram, or to ask me questions on my Instagram, which you should follow, by the way. It's _Courtney_329. I'll put it in the description. And I got a few questions about living here, the logistics of it, and stuff like that. So, the first question is about the language barrier. So if you don't know, in Belgium they speak French and Dutch, but specifically Flemish, which is kind of, I think, like an accent in Dutch, kind of. So I don't speak Dutch or French. I do speak English, but my school classes are taught in English, and I have a medium level in French, I would say, which I can get by with. The language barrier really hasn't been that bad. I think the only struggle I had was registering at my local commune for my residency card, where they spoke zero English. But most places, as long as you try speaking French a little bit, they're really nice about it, and most people do have a basic understanding in English, so it's really not that hard to get by. And if it really is a struggle, I have friends who speak French. I have Google Translate on my phone. I could figure it out. And at the grocery store and things, you kind of memorize questions that they ask you, and you memorize what your response is supposed to be. Every time you're at a store, they ask, "Oh, would you like to pay for a bag?" And you say, "We don't know, if you have a bag or not." And it's really not that hard to get by, as long as you're trying and you learn a few basic phrases at least, then you'll be fine, honestly. Okay. The next question was, have I experienced culture shock? Okay, so I'm actually taking an intercultural communications class, and we learned about the stages of culture shock. And I think right now I'm in the honeymoon stage of culture shock, because everything's going really good, knock on wood. I haven't really experienced a lot of I don't know, loneliness or fear of going out or anything like that. It's been pretty good. So no, I don't think I'm really experiencing culture shock too much, but I don't know, I've only been here for about a month, so we'll see. But it definitely is a big adjustment. It's definitely something to get used to, especially if you're not familiar with European norms and customs. Suddenly you have to go around and give everyone a kiss on the cheek every morning, and I'm not used to that. Or you have to carry your umbrella everywhere because it is Brussels and it does rain all the time. But other than that, it definitely is an adjustment. It's not going to be easy. It's not easy, but it's not unbearable either. Okay. The next question is, why did I leave America, and why am I here? Well, okay. So I grew up traveling with my family, and I, caught the travel bug. I love traveling, and I was just always wanting to be somewhere else other than where I grew up. There's nothing wrong with it. I just really wanted to see the rest of the world, and I knew I wanted to start traveling as soon as possible, but I do have to go to college, so I decided to look at schools abroad, because I was oh well, if I have to be in college, I might as well be in Europe, because being in Europe, you have access to so many other countries, all so close together around you. Especially Brussels is basically the capital of Europe, because it's right in the middle, and you can get to all of the major cities in under 2 hours. So that's really what drew me to Brussels specifically, and because I want to learn French and practice my French. But yeah, I don't know. I always saw myself moving abroad eventually. I never wanted to stay in one place. I never wanted to stay put. So I kind of expected this for myself. If I wasn't, turning 18 and moving to Brussels, to Europe by myself, I would be concerned. So I think it was definitely the right decision. That was one of the other questions. How did I know it was the right decision? I think I knew it was the right decision when it felt like home more than I had ever felt like home in my entire life. You know, I grew up traveling and I had always been in all these other places that never really felt like home. But then I got here and I started meeting people and I had my own apartment and I got used to my life here and I felt so at home and at peace with myself, and I was like, I know this is the right decision. And especially after making friends, like, I'm happier here than I have been for years back in America. So, okay, the next question is, how do I afford it? It's actually not as expensive as people might think living in Europe is. Again, I am still a college student, I am still budgeting, but it's not like this crazy expensive thing that everyone thinks it is. Schools in Europe are actually very, very, very cheap compared to what I would have been paying if I went to school in America. Probably like a fifth of the price, honestly. And I'm only in school for 3 years, but I get a 4-year degree, so it's one less year that I have to pay for tuition. So the only things that are really a big expense is my rent and my food, but my rent is a one-time monthly thing, and food I give myself like a set amount to spend each month. So you do still have to budget. Like, I'm not, going out every single day to a fancy restaurant, and if I want to take any trips, because I am, so close to other countries and Brussels is so central, I'm always looking for the cheapest way. I'm literally taking a bus to Paris in 2 weeks because the bus was the cheapest option. It really just depends on your lifestyle and like your background with money and how you choose to spend your money and how you were raised. But I think I'm definitely being frugal, and you have a choice. You can either take a bus to Paris or you can go out and go shopping every weekend. It's really all about what you prioritize spending your money on. Next question was about nightlife and making friends. So nightlife is great in Brussels because I live in an area where there's a lot of young people. It's a college area, so there is a lot of people that are my age here. And nightlife, I've never experienced nightlife in America, so I really don't have anything to compare it to because the legal age for anything in America is 21, but it's 18 here, and I'm 18. So I really have no background knowledge or experience, but from what I've gathered so far, nightlife is really good. It's just you have to go with friends, never go out alone, you have to be safe, and always have a way to get home because a lot of the buses and trams and trains stop at like 11 p.m. and sometimes it's not so safe to take the subway at night, but if you're out with all your friends and it's 20 minutes away, you can walk home. Just as long as you have a way to get home, someone knows where you're going, and you're not alone, then you'll be fine. Like, you really don't have to worry about it. The only thing I would say is, like, the drinks are so expensive here. Like, if you're going out, honestly, just go with your friends to have fun. Don't be spending $15 on a drink at a club because it's really not worth it. But I'm the type of person who says yes to everything. So if somebody asks me to go out, I will go out because I don't want to regret like saying no. I want to be the person who always says yes, who's always down to do something. That's just my mentality. The nightlife is like a lot of restaurants and bars turn into clubs at a certain point in the night, like probably like 11 or 12. So that was something I like wasn't prepared for. Like, I went to dinner and then they started putting all the tables away and I was like, what are they doing? Like, I was so confused. And then a few hours later we were walking by and it's like a nightclub and I was like, oh, okay. Like, but that happens like everywhere all throughout the city. So yeah, anyways. Also about making friends. So I do go to school and I made a lot of friends at school, and honestly, you just have to be outgoing. Even if you aren't outgoing, you have to pretend like you are, because one, everybody is new, nobody knows anybody, everyone wants to make friends, and if you're out there making effort, hi, I'm Courtney, I'm from New Jersey, like, if you're out there making effort, they're going to appreciate that and reciprocate that, and you're going to make a lot of friends you're gonna make a lot of friends in your first week, and then around like the first month you're gonna figure out like what crowd you run with and like who your like real friends are. But I say honestly, just try to be friends with everyone. You never know who you're gonna meet or what their story is gonna be, and the more people you know, the better, honestly. And if you're not in school and you're maybe moving abroad and worried about making friends, honestly, get a dating app and and then just like set it so that you're not looking for a date, but you're looking for friends, because I do have dating apps for friends so that you can make friends. Sorry, there's construction, but so that you can make new friends in a city. And honestly, just go up to people, because most people are very friendly, and if you're putting an effort trying to be friends, they're gonna want to be friends with you. Just, plan something, be like, hey, I'm going to this cafe to study and do work. Does anyone want to join me? Just, even if no one joins you, go alone and then meet somebody there. But really don't worry about making friends, because you're gonna meet people that you're meant to meet, and if you're maybe not making a lot of friends right now, that just means that your real friends are waiting for you when the time is right. So, yeah. Next question was, is it lonely? And honestly, it's a little bit lonely because this is my first time living alone. I've never lived alone before, so sometimes it is lonely. Or when nobody's around to go out, sometimes it's lonely, but it's really not that bad, because I do need to work on being alone, because I don't like being alone, but I need to work on myself. So, no, it's really not that lonely, especially, again, once you make friends and you have your schedule and, you're going about your day. Like, no, it's not that lonely. You'll be fine. And you can always talk to your friends from home. You can talk to your family. Like, they're not dead. Like, you have a phone. You can still talk to them. But definitely, I think the most important thing is to just reach out, because sometimes people are feeling lonely and don't know what to do about it. And if you're also feeling that way, but you're the one who reaches out, you're both going to feel better in the end. So, alright, so that's all the questions we have today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments. I'll probably do another Q&A in a few months after I've been living here for a while, but thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and go follow my Instagram. I'll put it in the description. Bye, see you later.